Hello, future toppers. Welcome to a Streak initiative of Civis Delhi to ensure consistency in your day to day preparation. My name is Santosh Gupta and I will be taking up the prelim sections. When it comes to prelims, there are questions of three types, both factual, conceptual, and elimination type. And you have to use three-step process to solve the question. And of course, you have to do it within a minute. In this three-step process, you will analyze a statement for whether it is factual, whether it is conceptual, or you could eliminate it. So, without much ado, let's start. Topic of the day is President, Prime Minister, President, Vice President, Governor, Prime Minister, and Chief Minister. And we'll be solving prelims question on those topics. So, the first question. This question is about the type of bills that can be introduced in the parliament. First option say all types of bill can be introduced only with the recommendation of president. So this is clearly wrong. Private members bills are there. Second is no demand for grant can be made except on the recommendation of president. That is true. President can make advances out of contingency fund to meet unforeseen expenditure. We have seen in corona. So 2 and 3 is the correct answer. Again, next question. It is about the how president can be impeached. So a resolution has to be moved by before giving a 14 days notice, but it is written here 7 days notice, and also by 1/4 of member. So first statement is clearly wrong, and second is that each house 2/3 majority has to be achieved, and resolution has to be passed. So that second statement is true. So that option 2 is correct here. Next question is about the vice president. Whether he is ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha? Yes. While acting as a president or discharging the function of president, he does not perform the duty of Rajya Sabha. It is true. Vice president can be removed from office in the same manner as president of India. This is not correct. President of India in the both has a special majority is needed, but for vice president only a special majority is needed in Rajya Sabha, and Lok Sabha has to agree. So 1 and 2 is the correct option. Again, a question on vice president. Chairman of Rajya Sabha can be removed from his office only if he is removed from the office of vice president. Yes, because he is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. So only you can remove as vice president. Like a speaker, chairman can also vote in the first instance. Neither speaker nor chairman vote in the first instance for any bill. So, first will be the correct answer. Let's come to governor. It is question of discretionary power given to the governor of a state. We understand that governor has both the situational discretionary power and constitutional discretionary power to handle the day-to-day affair of the state. Sending a report to the president for imposing the president rule. Yes, governor can do that. Appointing minister. He cannot do that. He has to be concurrent with chief minister. So second is wrong. Third is reserving certain bill passed by state legislature for consideration of president of India. Yes, he can do that if he thinks that it is not in the interest of the state or nation, or it is in conflict with the central legislature. So 3 is true. Making the rules to conduct the business of state government. This is the responsibility of state legislature. So 4th is wrong. 1 and 3 will be correct answer. Next question is again on the governor. First statement. Same person cannot be appointed as governor for 2 or more states. It can happen. So for statement 1 is wrong. Judge of High Court states are appointed by the governor of state just as judges of Supreme Court are appointed by president. Judge of both High Court and Supreme Court are appointed by the president. Only in concurrence of governor is taken. C. No procedure for late been in the Constitution of India for the removal of governor from his or her post. Yes, it is true. President can remove any governor at any time on his will. And in the case of D, the Chief Minister of Union Territory is appointed by the president, not the lieutenant governor. Next question is about the Prime Minister. Executive power of Union of India is vested in the Prime Minister. This is wrong. Executive power is vested in the president. Prime Minister works in aid and advice of president. It is Other way around, President works in the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister. So option D, neither 1 or 2 are correct. Prime Minister, again a question. The President cannot function without the Union Council of Ministers. It is true. Solicitor General is highest legal authority of Union government. It is not true. Supreme Court is the highest legal authority. Union Council of Ministers can function for some time even after death or resignation of Prime Minister. Council of Ministers dies with the death of or resignation of Prime Minister. So 3 is also wrong. In the absence of Prime Minister, only the Home Minister can preside over the emergency meeting of Union Council of Ministers. This is also not true. Union Minister can preside only he is authorized to do so. So option 1 is only correct here. Again a question on Chief Minister. Chief Minister communicate to the governor all the decision of Council of Ministers. This is true. Chief Minister communicate to the governor the proposal of legislation. This is also true. Chief Minister participate in the meetings of Niti Aayog. See, this is true, but the question is the constitutional duty of Chief Minister. So first to wear the constitutional duty of a Chief Minister, but this is more like a executive duty within the federal system for Chief Minister to participate in the meeting of Niti Aayog. Fourth option is Chief Minister submit for consideration of Council of Ministers any matter as the governor requires. This is also true. It is parallel to the Prime Minister and President within the Constitution of India. So option 3 wrong and 1, 2 and 4 are correct. Again a question on Chief Minister. The Chief Minister of a state in India is not eligible to vote in the presidential election in which of the following condition? He cannot vote in the presidential election if he is not MP or MLA. See, look at the option C. If he is a member of upper house of a state legislature. So we know that upper house members, that is legislative council members, are not allowed to participate in the presidential election. So C is the correct option here. Thank you for today's session.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Civil's Daily.